Alright, let me see how I look on camera before we get started. I still have to set myself up a little bit because I just got back and I brought food with me as well, so I kind of want to finish eating that so that way there isn't any more food-related interruptions. Let me just double check this. Also, I managed to put an actual mute button on my stream deck so that way I won't have to keep doubling back to different windows when it comes to me muting stuff. I just said I now can mute everything and you guys can't even hear me, which is excellent. This is exactly what I wanted. Alright, so, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the long-awaited stream of me reading a manga that many of you have suggested to me. Many of you have really suggested this manga to me. Sorry if the lighting isn't as bright as it usually is. It's very cloudy out right now. But, what? Oh snap! Yo, they updated the. Wow, did they update the studio? Now I can create highlight videos and add stream markers to the stream. I didn't notice this. Okay, but the moment has finally arrived for me to finally read the manga that you guys have been telling me. Sorry, I got Arby's because they have the meats. It was quicker because what I wanted to get, the line was too long, and then I wouldn't have been able to start this on time. But today we're going to be reading Solo Leveling, everybody. As many times as you guys have suggested this to me, I am finally going to be reading through this manga officially. So let me just set my drink over off to the side. Still got some curly fries. I'm gonna look back through this stream and watch it and find out where each chapter is, because one of the things that you can do as a YouTuber is create timestamps within the description.
Wait, voice is making me sound like Darth Vader. Mic check, mic check. Is my voice normal again? Okay, there we go. Okay, so it made me... okay, so it had my Thanos voice on there the whole time, and I didn't even notice. Sorry, everyone. Let me do those introductions over again, because it's not supposed to be done with a different voice on them. So apologies for that. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here to finally bring you Solo Leveling. I have been looking forward to doing this, and I actually cannot wait to get started. Now, mind you, I really want to get started, but also I got food here, and I kind of don't want to let it get cold. But at the same time, I can eat in between. I can eat in between actually reading these chapters, if you guys don't actually mind. Don't worry, I'm a man of my word. Thank you, Shonen Sensei, for the donation. Like I told you, I appreciate it, but don't anyone feel like it's a mandatory thing. It's optional. But Shonen Sensei, thank you nonetheless. I'm a man of my word. But thank you. So, let's go ahead and get this started. I've been putting it off for way too long. Let me just put this horseradish on this sandwich. On this sandwiches. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm always getting these random numbers that are calling up whenever I'm trying to do like a regular stream or whatever. I literally got a phone call from Jamaica. I don't know anyone from Jamaica. I don't have anything to do with Jamaica except for that trip me and my family took last year. But these random calls with these random 800 numbers that really don't point to anything. I even got a call from Dish Network, and me and my family are not even remotely associated with Dish Network. But back to the important thing. You're able to make chapters in your video whenever you upload it to YouTube if you include the timestamp. It has to begin at 0.00 for the introduction, and then you just timestamp the rest of it. They timestamp, you can timestamp the rest of the video, so you can actually go through like the timeline bar, the red bar at the bottom of the video. It'll let you know how long each section lasts. So when I go back through this and put in each chapter, you guys will know where each chapter is. But now it's time to read! I've been saying that for a couple of minutes now. Let's get it started! Solo Leveling, Chapter 0.
Oh, I'm so excited!
The thing is, I'm reading this from w3.sololeveling.net. I don't know if that's the real big official site. I think the web novel site is official, but that has like another membership, and I got enough memberships with a whole bunch of things already. So I hope you guys don't mind if the translation is different, and it's because it's from the website and translators I'm reading it from. The portals that connect our world to the other dimension are called gates. And beyond these gates are dungeons where evil spirits lurk within. A dungeon has opened. Looks like the hunters will be here. Huh? A dungeon? Awakened beings who hunt down the evil spirits in these dungeons are called hunters. And then there's a whole bunch of fighting going in this pillory underground area with monsters and people fighting. It looks very, very nice. One dude that looks like someone straight out of a DC animated film is setting this one dude on fire. And then another dude that looks like the commander from Monster Hunter World with actual black hair. He's stabbing another monster. He's stabbing a monster in the mouth. My name is Sung Jin Woo. I am a hunter. I'm going to give it my all today. And the dude looks just so normal. Except I have to fight with my life on the line, even in a low-tier dungeon, because I'm an E-rank hunter. And it shows him being healed by, I guess, one of his friends.
You're injured again?
The weakest hunter of all mankind. I need to pay off my mother's hospital bills. I can't afford to quit being a hunter. However, hidden within a D-rank dungeon lay the most perilous test of all. A double dungeon! And it shows a sword being raised. And it shows Jin all bloodied and beaten. Literally laying in a pool of his own blood. I wish you can show the page. I could, but I'm not trying to be copyrighted. It's the same reason why I don't show pages or images on my Hero Academia or One Piece reactions, because those are copyrighted images, and I am not about to go through that whole matter that's going on. I can only describe it to you guys. I told you the website I went to. I can't show the images. But he's laying in a pool of his own blood. Dang it. In the end, I wasn't able to avoid death. And then there's these giant golem-looking dudes who are bearing down on him, and they are massive. And as one prepares to stab him, he blacks out, it appears. Beep, beep. With my last breath, I let out a blood-curdling scream, and in that exact moment, he wakes up in a hospital room, it seems. I woke up in a hospital room. Also, your daily quest has arrived. Accept this quest. Oh, dude just got admin privileges. Daily quests: train to become a formidable combatant. Incomplete: push-ups, 0 of 100. Incomplete: sit-ups, 0 of 100. Incomplete: squats, 0 of 100. Incomplete: 10-kilometer run, 0 out of 10. Caution: if the daily quest remains incomplete, penalties will be given accordingly. So his daily quest, train to become a formidable combatant, is essentially Saitama's training. 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day. This is a daily quest! His quest is literally Saitama's workout. What is this? From that day on, I had a new ability. I was given a quest board that only I could see. I trained as I carried out the quests. I hunted monsters, and I leveled up. Alright, let's get down to business. And that's the end of the chapter, it seems. Chapter 0. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to minimize the size of this window, because I can make out what everything is saying, but it allows me to see these a little bit better. Alright, let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 2. Alright, and it doesn't give me like it doesn't really show titles for these chapters, at least not yet. Alright, chapter 1. My name is Sung Jin Woo. I'm an E-rank hunter. Okay, so this is pretty much just a recollection of what we just know already. I'm an E-rank hunter. Out of all the members in the Hunters Association, I'm the weakest hunter in the lowest tier. And then, as we know, he gets, I guess, killed by the golems. Chapter 1. Yeah, it's just chapter 1. It just, at least that's what it says here. I didn't see any titles of it. It's just chapter 1. I never imagined something like this would ever happen to me. Lowest rank and weakest hunter. I never expected this to happen to me. Never. And then as one golem goes to stab him, dang it, and he's stabbed. E-rank, Sung Jin Woo. If you disregard my slightly abnormal strength and regeneration, it's embarrassing to even call myself a hunter. Of course, I'm always getting hurt and even had a lot of near-death experiences. The job where your life's on the line. The hunter. I'm not doing this because I like it. A construction site in Seoul. Because, you know, this is a Korean manga. So, please forgive me if I mispronounce anything other than the name Seoul. Because I know how to pronounce that. It would be an embarrassment to call me a hunter. This is why constantly being injured isn't out of the ordinary for me. And as if that wasn't enough, I've always had many brushes with death. I have to risk my life as a hunter. It's a dangerous job, and I'm not doing this because I enjoy it. Oh, okay, so some of these pages are actually repeating themselves. They're just being phrased differently. Yeah, they're being phrased differently because they repeat the same thing, but it shows like English subtitles for like the sound effects, and it's the same thing. Construction site in Seoul. Then there's a boom in the construction site, and I guess that means another gate's popping up. I'm barely managing to pay for my sick mother's hospital bills and with the financial aid the Hunters Association provides me. I've only graduated. The names do take some getting used to. Yeah, they do. I've only graduated from high school, and there's nothing I'm particularly good at. That's why it's always good to find out what you're good at in life. Seriously. Best key things about your life is the moment you're born and the reason you find out why. It's always good to try and find something that you're good at, because your gifts will make room for you and put you before great men. Sorry, life lesson for you guys. There's nothing I'm particularly good at, so I had no choice but to get a job as a hunter. Boy, I could wish I could get a job like that. Chapter 0 was basically a synopsis. Pretty much. Here you go. Good luck with today's raid. Thanks. Hey, Kim! Long time no see. Well, if it isn't Park, what brings you here? Didn't you say you were quitting this business for good? My wife's pregnant with our second, so here I am. Well, there's nothing like a good raid to bring in the bacon. Life ain't easy. I'm worried. It's been a while since my last raid. I wonder if I'll be okay. My skills weren't great to begin with, and taking this break has made me even worse. Hey, Song, what's up? Song, it's good to see you here. It must have been cold on the way here. Thanks for coming. Don't mention it. Looking forward to working with you today, as always. He doesn't look particularly enthused with this, at least from this panel. No, he's actually happy. Don't mention it. Looking forward to working with you today, as always. Okay, he does look happy. It's just the way I zoomed out of the page. It made it look like he was kind of grimacing at the fact of that. Song, what's up? Have you had anything to eat yet? I have, Mr. Kim Sang-shik. These names are gonna butcher me. These names are gonna... I looked at that and my mind went like, error, cannot pronounce. I am going to have a field day with these names. Be prepared. I have Mr. Kim Sang-shik. Sang-shik? Samshik? Sangshik? These names are going to kill me. Thanks for asking.
Is that guy a strong hunter? Everyone's so happy to see him.
I guess you don't know, since he came around right after you quit. That guy's nickname is the weakest hunter of all mankind.
The weakest? Not the strongest?
Now look here. That's what you would call an S-rank hunter like Choi Jong-in. I am going to have such a good time with these names. Choi Jong-in. An S-rank hunter like Choi Jong-in. Sung's the weakest hunter. He's always getting injured, even in E-rank gates.
The weakest?
Probably the weakest of us all.
Is he really that weak?
So, the fact that he's on duty is proof that the dungeon's going to be easy.
Oh, I see.
Let's leave it at that. He might hear us. I already overheard everything, you old geezers. Excuse me, may I order a cup of coffee? Ah, Mr. Sung Jin Woo. I'm sorry to say this, but all the coffee has just run out. I can't even get a cup of coffee. Jeez, this sucks. No worries, I'm okay. I'm really sorry, Mr. Sung. When doing my read-through, I just gave most of the characters nicknames. Gotta work on my Korean pronunciation. So do I!
Ah! Jinwoo! You're hurt again!
Huh? Oh, hello. I see you're going on this raid as well, Ju-hee. Lord, give me strength for these names. And that's the end of Chapter 2. So we have Sung Jin-woo. We have Green. We got Old Blue Jacket and slightly old Green Jacket. Jin and Ju-hee. Ju-hee. And Ju-hee. Ju-hee. I'm just gonna call her Ju-hee. Onwards to Chapter 2. Yeah, this is Chapter 1. On to Chapter 2. We're making good progress. These chapters aren't as long as I was expecting, because I was expecting like a long spread for some reason. I don't know why. But we're making good time with this. For the first 10 chapters, yeah. While working for the Hunters Association, not once have I seen Sung Jin-woo come out of a dungeon without being injured. I guess that's why I'm being like this. Well, it's just a D-rank dungeon. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go. And onwards to Solo Leveling Chapter 2. Isn't this being adapted into an anime?
Jinwoo, why are you so set on being a hunter? Keep on fighting like this and you'll get yourself into big trouble one of these days.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying this because I want an apology, I'm just worried.
And she just looks at him as other hunters are just killing monsters, as they were in Chapter 0.
At least this raid is almost over. What a relief.
And Jin just looks at her. And then looks away, because you know, main antagonist can't stare at a girl for a long time, with longing eyes, until it starts to look weird. You do that in real life, it starts to look weird. Looks like things are about done here. Park, you've still got it.
This is a piece of cake. Jinwoo, by any chance, is there a reason why you can't quit being a hunter?
I'm doing this hunter stuff as a hobby. I'd probably die of boredom if it wasn't for this. I'd only be embarrassed if I tell her about my personal circumstances. Thomas Peterman, good to see you. Actually, you know what? I need to acknowledge everyone who's here. The Anime Juke, I'm Sir, Shonen Sensei, Sensei Nam, and Thomas. I'll only be embarrassed if I tell her about my personal circumstances.
Stick with this hobby of yours and you'll be doing raids in the afterlife. Stop laughing, your wounds will open up.
Okay. When you defeat a beast, you're awarded an Essence Stone. Even a C-rank magic beast can give you an Essence Stone worth over 10 million won. That's approximately $8,000 US. Ooh, I might have to become a hunter myself. However, an elite rank hunter like Jinwoo is far off from being able to fight a C-rank magic beast. and he's holding a crystal in his hand. I can't believe the only thing I get in exchange for hurting myself like this is an E-rank essence stone. This is a pitiful reward for putting my life on the line. At this rate, it'll take forever. Everyone, come take a look at this. There's another entrance over here. And they walk over to a big opening in the wall. A double dungeon, so things like this really do exist. And Sweater Vest, I'm gonna call him Sweater Vest. British Sweater Vest with the red hair charges up a fireball and throws it down the tunnel in order to see how far it goes. Very smart tactic. Good way to gauge just how far things go. And then it explodes in the distance and then fizzles out. But it doesn't reach the end of the tunnel, though. It just reaches as far as his throwing arm can go.
Everyone, listen up for a second.
And that's the end of chapter 2. We're moving through these quite nicely. I might be able to catch up in a good amount of time with as fast as we're going here. But that's the end of chapter 2. Onwards to chapter 3. Wait. Okay, here we go. I was about to say, what happened? Why did it skip to chapter 4? Well, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Aren't we venturing in too deep? How long have we been walking? For about 40 minutes now. The gate closes 1 hour after the boss is defeated, so we'll have about 20 minutes leeway to head back.
Solo leveling, chapter 3.
Hey, I'm sorry.
For what? You were forced to come here because I voted to go in the dungeon.
I'm okay, don't worry.
I'm okay, don't worry about me.
I'm okay, don't worry.
Oh, it was her saying it.
I'm okay, don't worry about me.
Are you sure?
No, to be honest, I'm totally not okay.
And she's staring at him with red-filled highlighted eyes. Think Kushina from Naruto when she gets mad. And her hair starts to stand up on end. That's essentially what a Jui looks like.
Are you out of your mind? If you've been stabbed just a little higher, you would have had a gaping hole in your heart. The same goes for your arms and legs. I was barely able to heal you. You're so reckless. How could you agree to go? Did you hurt your head too? Answer me!
I'm sorry. I guess the only reason I'm okay is because Jui's a B-rank healer. I owe her so much.
Are you actually sorry?
Yes. And then she cools off. Because she's used to him. She has that face like,
I'll forgive you, as I always do. If you feel bad, how about treating me to a meal sometime?
And he blushes. As a person who actually likes her would tend to do. I get the feeling that he likes her, but that's the reason why he can't look at her when she's healing him.
What? You don't want to eat with me?
That's not it. Why would I not want to? I didn't mean to stammer that way, but it kind of fits with him being embarrassed and talking to her like that.
This is it! The boss's lair!
I don't think I've ever come across a room with a door before. Even though this is a first for me, it seems rather strange. Bilal Ali, Somali, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy yourself while we're reading through the first 10 chapters of Solo Leveling. Even though this is a first for me, it seems rather strange. I feel like this place is dangerous.
Yeah, I think so too.
So Blue Jacket and Green Jacket are talking about this. Are you all going to head back empty-handed after coming all this way? Oh, that's I'm gonna call him British Sweater Vest. Are you all going to head back empty-handed after coming all this way? We could be the first ones to discover this new dungeon, so those who want to leave can head back. I'm going in, even if it means going in alone.
Well, Song's kinda got a ton of raids under his belt, and on top of that, he's an aggressive hunter who ranks pretty high within C rank.
Okay, so that's Song. Yeah, if he wasn't over 60 years old, he could have been in one of the big guilds. We trust Song enough to come here, so let's stick it out until the end. And they opened the doors. Huh? The doors opened. That was easier than I thought.
The doors opened. That was easier than I thought. Let's go in.
And then blue flame torches just light up in the massive room. Oh, this looks bad. Oh, the torch is lit up. Nice. Never seen anything like this dungeon. Now, chop chop. Let's all split up and take a look around. Seems like nobody's been here for quite a long time. There's something spooky about these stone statues. Each one is holding something different. Look, some are holding instruments. There are so many that it's kind of scary. Whoa. Doesn't it feel like someone's watching us? Stop trying to freak us out. Wow, that one's super huge. That's not the boss, is it? Nah, it's just a statue. This is the only massive one. I don't see any magic beasts, right? Weird. I don't see a single one. Huh? What's this? A divination circle? Song, there's something written over here. I think you should take a look at this. And they walk over to, which essentially kind of looks like an angel of death, but it's holding a big old tablet. Is this a runic inscription? Let's see. Commandments of the Cottonon Temple. 1. Thou shalt worship God. 2. Thou shalt praise God.
Hey, Jinwoo. Over there. That huge statue.
3. Thou shalt prove thy faith.
Its pupils were moving. It was looking at us.
Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that. When someone says the statue was looking at you, and then it's not looking at you when you look at it, I'm already suspicious. What? No way. You must be mistaken. Wait. What is this feeling? And that's the end of Chapter 3. Onwards to Chapter 4. And it begins by showing blood. That thing is moving! What the? We have to fight those things? You're telling me we have to fight those statues? The guy who died earlier. What was his rank? D rank? That means he was stronger than me, an E rank hunter, but a single blow took him out? Wait, hold on a second. This is only a D rank dungeon. I've never heard of a D rank dungeon full of colossal monsters. All of the stone statues are here able to move, so... Does that mean that one can move too? And they all stare at the giant statue sitting on a massive throne in the room. It's still not moving though, but it looks so imposing. Cohagen, welcome to my solo leveling read-through. We're on Chapter 4 right now. And then the statue's eyes stare right at Jean. Nope, right out of there. This isn't the only time I've been in a life or death situation. I've got lost during my raid when I became separated from my party. I was also hospitalized for weeks after a petty E-rank beast attacked me from behind. It's always goblins, ain't it? It's always goblins. I even ran out of food once when I became trapped inside a labyrinth. Even though all this happened in low-tier dungeons, I still had to put my life on the line. When hunters attain essence stones, they exchange them for money and buy new weapons in order to defeat stronger monsters and make a larger profit. But I can't do that. All I've got is my body. If I buy a mediocre weapon, it'll just get destroyed. But as long as I don't suffer a serious injury, this battered up body of mine will recover with the help of a healer. That guy got wrecked again. In an E-rank dungeon? I feel sorry for the healers who have to go on raids with him. He doubles their workload. Did you know? People started calling him the weakest hunter of all mankind. Because even though he's a hunter, he's pretty much useless. My shoes are ruined. And that's how my days passed. Man, this dude is really not having the best of days. I still got my roast beef sandwich here. The wonderful thing about roast beef is that it can be eaten hot or cold, so it doesn't matter how long I take with this. The sandwich will still be good. But I just feel sorry for Jin. Working so hard, getting bruised up, even on a low-ranked dungeon. And the dude is working so hard that his shoes are literally tearing themselves apart. That's really sad. I'm not saying that just to sound like it's like anything. It's just that, really, this dude is working so hard. He's working until his shoes are literally falling apart. All to pay for his mom's hospital bills. I got respect for this dude. I suffered blow after blow as I put up with all the mockery. I wasn't skilled, but I still kept working a job that chipped away at my soul. Boy, does that reb... That one kind of hit a little bit too close to home. Still kept working at a job that chipped away at my soul. Not this job, because I enjoy this. Okay, I like this manga already. Maybe that's why I noticed it right away. And then we cut back to the present day, when the statue's eyes not only light up, but sparks start to come out of it. And he immediately grabs Jui. Everyone, duck down! And everyone can only look in his direction as the statue pretty much just shoots out Omega beams with a massive explosion where Jin and Jui are able to dodge the beam, but it tears through the room. Okay, so no one got hit, really. It just barely hit everyone. It was just a massive beam of light that just came out of nowhere. Like those Evil Eye statues from Legend of Zelda, where they just go in one direction. It's kind of what it did that, but in a swooping motion. That reminds me, I need to play Hyrule Warriors again. Wake up. Hey! You okay? Yeah, you? I'm good. And then it shows a woman in the room screaming as we see a disembodied, charred, and burnt hand just laying on the ground. Not attached to anybody. That's all that's left. That's all there is. There isn't anymore. So many casualties. I got out of the way by the skin of my teeth. If Sung hadn't shouted out, all of us could have died. Jui! Jui! Everyone, stay where ye are! Oh, okay, so, British dude is still here. Song is still here. Everyone, stay where you are! If you stand up, we'll be attacked again! Song. Okay. Mr. Song! And Song and Jin are both next to each other, and that's the end of Chapter 4. Onwards to Chapter 5. Why did it skip from Chapter 5 to Chapter 7? Okay, so hitting the next chapter button, I might stop doing that because it keeps jumping ahead a whole bunch of chapters and I don't want to know what's happening next. And it just jumped me back to Chapter 3. What in the world? Okay, I'm going to use the pull down tab bar in order to do it, because this is ridiculous. Gates. The portals that connect our world to the other dimension. Since these gates first appeared 10 years ago, many inexplicable events have occurred. A good example is the introduction of awakened beings called hunters. Awakened beings are endowed with permanent powers upon awakening. The chapters are out of order. That's why I pulled it down the bar, so that way I can go from chapters 5 to the last 5. So I'm not going to use the next chapter button that they have on the website to do it. I'm just going to pull down the bar and just scroll through for the one I need. Awakened beings are endowed with permanent powers upon awakening. I too have... Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on the right chapter. This is chapter... Yeah, this is 5. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing fine. Just make sure I'm on the right track. I too have been awakened, but my feeble powers make me E rank. I'm slightly stronger than the average person, but definitely much weaker than any other experienced hunter in higher ranks. Now I want to play Monster Hunter all of a sudden. Awakened beings pass through gates into dungeons to fight against magic beasts. Hey, Psycho, what's going on? Those who do this for a living are called hunters. And sometimes, beyond these gates, terrifying monsters that will make you fall into despair appear before you. Yo, Are you going to be okay? You haven't stopped bleeding yet. I don't have a choice. I thought we'd clear this dungeon with ease, which is why I only brought 3 healers, but there's no trace left of the one that was attacked. Another one is sitting over there, scared out of his mind. I want to live. I want to live. Help. Help. And even a B-rank healer like Jui probably never experienced something like this before. So it's going to be hard to get any healing. We shouldn't try to do anything against an opponent like this. Once things have settled down, let's just try to figure out how to get out of here. Though it won't be easy. Everyone is just awestruck at what just happened, because one person completely got, another person is scared out of their mind, and Jui is still recovering from the whole thing. So all their healers are on the back burner, which means everyone is now an official glass cannon with no healing support.
How did we end up like this?
This is just a D-rank dungeon. According to Mr. Song, we'll be attacked the second we move. Even if we were to get lucky and somehow make it all the way to the exit, there's another statue guarding the doors, which means they had no intention of letting us leave in the first place. I refuse to die like this. Yo, who's this dude who looks like he belongs in Avatar? I just signed with a major guild. I can't die here. And then there's a bunch of huffing and puffing going on as he moves in place. Oh. What are you doing? Don't move! Alright, I can do this! And it shows his muscles bulging, so he must have some considerable power. No matter who I'm up against, I'm confident I can be faster. I'll break through the door in one go! And his muscles bulge as the shockwave from him launching himself forward just explodes the area, and it shows him whooshing into the direction of the door. And he's smirking as one of the eyes of the statue, no, as the eyes of the, I guess, king statue light up and leave nothing behind but his feet. I feel like I should not be smiling at this, but this dude barely got to the door and was vaporized down to the ankle. The only thing left of this man are his feet. He dead. This is what happens when you don't listen to the experienced hunter. And then yeah, that's it. That's it. He's dead. His feet just fall over in place, and everyone starts screaming out, and everyone is looking away because they're like, I can't believe he did that. You know how they do in anime when someone dies, is all like they can't look, like they can't. It looks so weird in real life, but it makes sense in anime. But when people see people die, they just like, that's what everyone's doing right now. Dang it. Does this mean these statues could annihilate us at any given moment if they wanted to? It'll be easier than squashing a bug, that's for sure. They could kill us all right now, so why haven't they? Good question. They have the power to kill us all. They have the power to kill us, yet they haven't. Alright, onwards to Chapter 6, which I am going to do from the pull-down bar and not hit the tab. And we're right here on the correct chapter. Lovely. 4 more chapters to go, everyone. I'm having a good time with these chapters. I like solo leveling. This is the closest to an isekai manga that I've actually read. Yeah. Like, I've seen different isekai animes, but I've never read any of the manga. So this is officially the first isekai type manga that I've ever read. And I like it. I see why it's so popular. Mr. Song, this dungeon has rules. What do you think you're doing? And Jin just stands up. Your eyes tell me you haven't given up on hope yet. And Jin just stares at the statue. Chapter 6. And the statue stares at him, preparing to give him that old Omega Beam treatment. Then Jin squats down. It gets so much better, trust me. Okay, so he gets up and then he squats back down, and then the eyes start to fizzle out of the statue. Oh, so there's a height requirement to be vaporized. You must be this tall to die. If you're under this, you're alright. The statue attacks if you're above a certain height. I understand the meaning of the first commandment now. Everyone bow towards the statue of God. Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind, Sung Jinwoo? What do you mean, bow? What? You figured something out, haven't you? Yes. It'll attack if you stand above a certain height, but won't if you stoop down. That's what thou shalt worship God means. So if you lower yourself and bow before the statue, I hope this isn't just a hunch. It's not, for now at least. I guess we have no choice. And they all start to bow before the statue. We're going to survive this? Is he saying we can make it out of here alive? Just by bowing to the statue? Then Jui is bowing as well, and the eyes completely fizzle out and go inactive. Then the statue opens its mouth to have human-like teeth inside and smiles. That is creepy. Okay. Statues that don't move their mouths but move. Creepy. Statues that don't move their mouths move and can vaporize you instantly. Extra creepy. Statues that can smile and show human teeth and gums underneath. That's a dungeon I'm not ever going in. And it... Yee! What kind of face is that? Its eyes turn black, but it got... But the sclera turn black, but the eyes turn red, and it just smiles. It looks like the smiling titan. What's with that face? Its expression changed, and it's just sitting there. It no longer looks like a god. It looks like a devil now. Wow, that is Sensei. Shonen Sensei. That is definitely nightmare fuel. I don't want it. How many people died from the earlier attack? How many of us survived? How much longer do we have to stay like this? I think its attacks have stopped. No way. It might try and attack us again. Is this really all we had to do? Hey, listen to me. Don't stand up. Look, I told you it stopped attacking. The man who has a second child on the way, decides to stand up because he's sure that everything is okay. That is... Well, he's dead. I told you it stopped attacking. I'm serious, it's not doing anything. Seriously? Are the attacks over? We survived! We made it! No, not yet. And then there's a shaking and a rumbling. As it appears, the statue starts to get up out of the chair, and that is the end of chapter 6. Green shirt. Why did you have to do it? Green shirt is now going to become the red shirt of this story. And we all know what happens to red shirts in films and movies. They die. I rise with you, Lord, and walk with thee. Yo, who is this person talking? I rise with you, Lord, and walk with thee. With your love, Lord. He's praising a different God. Oh. And, okay. So, this dude is praying to somebody else that is not apparently the god in front of them in the room, and the statue crushes him. Literally just boot. Immediately dead. Chapter 7. And everyone, as they are known to do, just starts screaming out in terror. And then Blue Shirt says, "Run! Help!" And the statue starts moving. And he crushes one of the other people. Crushes a woman. What is the difference between films and movies? I thought they were the same thing. Films and movies, they just got different names. But the giant god statue crushes a woman in his way and just ignores it. It's dangerous to stay in groups. Let's split up for now. Okay, got it. And Jin and Jui are all running, along with Song. But I can't just leave Jui behind. Then, Green Shirt is running ahead, thinking about his family on the way.
Why not quit that dangerous job and get a normal one instead?
I can't die here. Not like this.
You have 2 kids now.
Nah, I gotta make as much money as I can. And he's sitting there, just drinking a beer. I just made up my mind to provide for my family. This should be far enough, right? Park! Behind you! Look behind you! Yo. I knew he was gonna die. But not this way. One of the statues just straight up splits him down the middle. And it doesn't show the gore. It doesn't show massive amounts of gore, but you can tell that he's holding on to himself, but his face is not aligned. Yo. And then it picks up the sword, and then the statue picks up the sword. Thou shalt praise God. Thou shalt praise God. Thou shalt praise God. There's no way we could praise that thing. It's the devil! Behind us is the statue of God, and in front of us are moving stone statues. If we go near them, they start moving and attack us. As it shows more people pretty much being killed by these statues as they attempt to run away from the God statue. They're armed with axes, spears, swords, hammers, iron maces, bows, and instruments. Is there a loot? Is people getting killed by loots? That's what I picture as a humorous moment if it was a Robot Chicken episode. We can't go near them or run away. What do we do? Huh? An instrument? Can they attack us with instruments too? The stone statues will strike us if we go near them. Once we approach, they carry out a set of actions, such as cutting Family Man in half and killing everyone else that gets near. If the statues holding instruments are able to move, then everyone, go towards the statues holding instruments! Instruments? And then Song is standing next to one with a giant horn? Flugelhorn? I want to say flugelhorn. Whatever big horn they have up in Sweden that's just takes like half an hour for you to blow into and then it makes noise. But it makes a sound. Did it just play? The statues holding instruments won't attack us. Find the ones holding instruments. And then it shows one playing a violin as Blue Shirt just sits there, catching his breath, crying over his dead green shirt friend. And it shows the God statue walking towards him, still smiling. They still have enough detail where it shows his big, giant smile. You punks. And then it shows Jin and Jui making their way to another statue, a drummer. Hurry up and play your instrument! But it does nothing. Hurry up! Why won't it play? Wait, is it because Jui and I are both standing under the same statue?
Jinwoo!
Stay there! You'll be safe if you stay there!
Jinwoo!
Then, the statue that was approaching the statue that was approaching Jui glares at him. I love the fact that it still gives it enough detail to... The God statue's in the distance, but it has more detail. It has enough detail where you can still see the shadows over its eyes and its bright, glowing red eyes, just staring in his direction, just smiling and grinning. Creepy, isn't it? What I'm doing right here, that's what the statue's doing, but on a much bigger Nightmare Field scale. I'm gonna stop doing this now. And as it shows Jin running past some statues, he's looking for an instrument, but in order to get to it, there's multiple statues with weapons in front of him. And then, just a little further, And it shows the foot of the god statue right above him. And that's the end of chapter 7. Alright, we have 3 more chapters to go. We are making good time with these chapters, folks. How long have I been doing this for? 49 minutes. The artwork is amazing. Yes, it is. It is really well done, I gotta say. If I keep on my present course, I should be done within an hour, maybe. Kind of reminds me of when I did my My Hero Academia read-throughs 2 years ago. I can't believe it's been 2 years since I started that series here. But that's how it feels like with me going through all of this. But what I neglected to do back then was to keep myself hydrated and to keep my throat coated with a drink so that my throat remains the same. Onwards to chapter 8. It shows multiple dead bodies, multiple bifurcated and bisected people, multiple people's missing limbs. Then we show then we're showing Jui healing Jinwoo again. That's good enough, Jui. You can stop now.
Hang in there just a little longer. I'll heal you.
Wait. Yo, okay. That's Jin's leg laying up there. His leg is gone. Then, as she's healing him, blood shoots out of her nose and she starts coughing. Do you think he's going to be okay? Looks bad. Well, at least he's alive. We started this raid with 17 members, but there's only 6 of us left. We started this raid with 17 members, but there's only 6 of us left. Out of those that are left, 2 people have sustained serious injuries. Shows Jin huffing and puffing because, blood loss is a very taxing thing on the human body. I'm sorry that you lost your arm, but we're in this mess because of the reckless decisions you made as... Oh, so he did lose his arm. I'm sorry that you lost your arm, but we're in this mess because of the reckless decisions you made as a party leader. Song, you must prepare to take responsibility for all of this. You're right. And then it shows the god statue stomping next to them. But it's not facing them. That jerk. Is it going to attack us again? Then it starts to raise its hands and reach out to its side, and there's a rumbling. What the heck is going on? An earthquake? And it shows a pillar raising up out of the ground, and everyone can only look on. A sole pillar on the ground raises in front of the god statue. What is that? An altar. An altar? Yes, like the ones in myths. Altars are used to offer sacrifices to God. For example, livestock such as cows, pigs, and sheep are often sacrificed, as well as young children and maidens. The third and last commandment is, Thou shalt prove thy worth. This will probably be the last hurdle. I may not be the sharpest tool in this shed. I may not be... Oh, okay. I'm getting some of these dialogues mixed up, so I apologize for that. I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but even I get the gist of what you're trying to say right now. Sung, you're saying we have to make a sacrificial offering, huh? And then Blue Shirt just points his sword at Song. Who was it that dragged all of us here? It was you, Song Chi-Yu. These names are going to get me so messed up. I remember Park happily bragging about his wife before going on this raid, but he ended up getting split in two. It's not just him, 10 others suffered the same fate. You agreed to take responsibility for all of this earlier, didn't you? Then I want you to prove it to us right now. Mr. Kim, that's... You keep your mouth shut and stay out of this. Kim is right. I have to take responsibility. Put that sword away. I want to walk to the altar myself. This isn't Mr. Song's fault.
Jinwoo, your wounds are still...
We decided to enter this dungeon after taking a vote. It'd be cowardly of us to force Mr. Song to take responsibility for everything. These names turned your brain into scrambled eggs. Seriously, they have. I'm like... Pronunciation! That's pretty much how it is for me sometimes, until I get used to it and know how to pronounce them officially. And then Song just starts to step towards the altar. And he steps on it. It looks like a Mayan calendar, but with different intricate parts of it. Actually, you know what? This looks... Wait. The top part of this altar looks really detailed. Is this photoshopped in? I can't tell. Is this really drawn? Because the way the shading is and the way the shadows are, it looks like something of a picture, but it's been turned over to a cartoon, but that is really detailed. Then, okay, so he's up there on the altar. We're getting off track here. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done. Then I'm going to play me some games because it's my day off. Then a flame. Art is phenomenal. I can't tell. If that is actually drawn on there, that is by far one of the most detailed images of a stone altar I have ever seen in any manga. Fortunately, my break is over and I gotta get back, but I pledge for every solo leveling stream you do, you are the best. Shonen Sensei, I appreciate it. I really do. You didn't have to, but you did. And I'm just, like I said, I'm appreciative for it. Thank you for enjoying what I do. It's why I do what I do. Not for the donations or anything like that, but because I like to entertain. And the fact that I'm able to do that means that I'm doing a good job. So much for me getting this done in an hour. But you enjoy yourself at work. You stay safe out there. And we will see you here the next time. The next time I have another solo leveling read-through up. But a floating flame appears behind Song. What's happening? Hey Song, did I do something wrong? A flame? What's the meaning of this? I thought it wanted to make us an offering. Then all Jin can do is continue to look at Ju-yi. I want to take a look at the altar. Can someone help me get to it? Let's go on top of the altar. What? We should be fine.
Jinwoo!
And then more flames start to pop up. And that is the end of Chapter 8. Onwards to Chapter 9. Things are really ramping up. And then the statues all start to move. All of them move just now. Chapter 9. And they all start moving. All the statues start moving. What should we do? What's going on? Dang it. Okay, so they're inside of the altar. And in the inner circle, there are red flames. Like regular, normal colored flames. But on the outer edges, there are blue flames. I wonder if those flames correspond to all of the statues in the room. Because there are a ton of statues there. So it makes me wonder if this all corresponds to them. And all they can do is just look at all these statues making their way over to them. You may not be able to stop after 10. Well, this is from 0 to 10, so I just want to start myself off light right now. We may increase the number the next time I do another solo leveling stream, but for now, we're going to stop at 10. And as he's looking at these statues, they all stop. Don't close your eyes, Ju-yi. Think about the games we used to play as kids. The rules are the same. They'll come closer if you stop looking at them. Don't look away from the statues. So red light, green light then. Keep up the good work. Until next time, Thomas. Don't look away from the statues. And it shows the statues walking towards them. And one of them is not... One of them, it keeps looking at the statue and one step closer and she just screams. And she runs away. You idiot. You idiot. He just gave you instructions. What is it with people in anime and manga who hear simple instructions? Don't do this or you will die. And they do it anyway because they think they have a better chance of running away. First of all, someone just tried to run away before all the killing started. And he got vaporized instantly. Then everyone else tried to run away. And the statues killed them. So what makes this what makes the only dark-skinned chick in this group think she can just run away? She must not seen many horror movies. You must know how this ends. And as she starts to run away, one of the flames fizzles out. And the doors open up next to a swiftly decapitated corpse. As she makes her way through the door. What the? Sung, how is that possible? She made it out alive. The doors closed a little, but she made it through and escaped. What? I think I know how this works now. Let's continue to read it on to confirm my hypothesis. The doors closed a little, but she made it through and escaped. How? How is that possible? The blue flames go out after some time passes. The number of red flames correspond to the number of people standing here. One went out as soon as a person left the altar. The first commandment was about worship. The second was about praise. The answers to these questions aren't anything like the riddles of the Sphinx. The open doors are a trap. They give us false hope. The doors open as all the red flames lit up. They close a little every time a red flame goes out, which means the doors will completely close when all of them go out. Prove thy faith in the face of fear and menace, in the face of sweet temptation. The third commandment wants us to prove our faith even under these circumstances. Oh, I don't think she got out. Prove that. I don't think she got out. Because the doors are there to tempt you to run. Instead of having faith and standing there in the altar, the doors being open and the statue's not chasing you gives you this false sense of, hey, you can get out. She might not have made it. I'm sorry. And then Beanie Dude runs away. I don't think I can take this anymore. And just throws Jin off to the side by himself on the altar. And he starts running away. And he runs through the door. Don't move! We can't have any more people leave! If any more of us leave and a blind spot is created, we'll all die. Sung, what's happening? You need to explain to us what's going on. Keep looking at the stone statues. All we have to do is stay still until all the blue flames go out. The blue flames act like a timer. Everyone will be able to make it out of here alive once all the flames go out. Look, Sung, what you're telling us might be true, but realistically, there's still a chance the doors will shut once the time runs out, no? Are you sure about this? To be honest, I had no idea you, the weakest of us, would play such an active role in this raid. I looked down on you. I didn't expect much whenever you joined a party. Many have died after entering this dungeon, but those that have survived were only able to do so because of you. Because you were able to solve all the riddles. I'm alive because of you too. So thanks. And that is the end of Chapter 9. Onwards to Chapter 10, and the last chapter we will do here for today. I'm enjoying this. I'm really enjoying solo leveling right now. I like this. I like this manga. I really do. You running away is going to get all of us killed. Solo leveling, Chapter 10. And it shows the doors are closing. The doors are closing up. It's too late, but I understand the rules now. You guys should leave. Mr. Song! The doors won't shut if one of us stays behind, right? You guys have quite a few more years to live than I do, so you should be the ones to get out. Jui, give Song a hand.
Okay.
And then she drops to her knees. And she can't move.
Huh? What's wrong with me? My legs won't move.
And there's a boom sound going off. Are you low on mana? Looks like you used up too much when you were healing Song. Mr. Song, take Jui and leave this place. I said I'm going to be the one to stay behind. Then who's going to help Jui? I said I'm going to be the one to stay behind. Then who's going to help Jui? We don't have time for this. Go. And he can only look at Jui.
No, Jinwoo, let me stay behind instead.
I promised to treat you to a meal, remember? Use this to buy yourself a meal. And with tear-held eyes, she can only accept it. And she really doesn't want to leave him. If I make it out of here, I'll come get the change first thing.
How can you joke around at a time like this?
And before she can finish the sentence, she gets, knocked out, chopped in the neck. Still figuring how to do that in real life. For reasons. I'm sorry, but I really don't think we have any more time to spare. I leave her in your hands. All right. And he just walks away like the boss that he is. And he just sits there as the doors close on him. What a relief. I'm the only one that has to die. If I had known this was going to happen, I would have signed up for some more insurance. And then he can only look on as the statues bear down on him, and he sees a sword right next to him. There's no way out of here now. There's no way out now. I'm gonna take at least one of you down. And as he sits there, when we saw him the first time in a pool of his own blood, holding a sword up to the killer statues, they bear down on him huffing and puffing. Come at me! One of them prepares to spear him straight through the chest, and it spears him straight through the chest. With enough force to cause sparks to fly out when it goes straight through him into the ground behind him. Coughs up blood, as most anime protagonists are prone to do whenever they get stabbed anywhere. And then he's picked up and thrown into a wall. No, he's actually picked up and thrown, and he actually lands on top of the altar. This part where he's stabbed in, it's ripped through his entire body, so he has a gaping wound right here. Just right here, and it just shows him with lifeless eyes. And then blood just drips onto the altar. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Of course I'm not okay with this. Those that have survived were only able to do so because of you. Because you were able to save all this. Thanks. What a load of crap. He just used me to get out of here. How could he? I have a family too. I don't want to die either. So Mr. Kim left him there. He pretty much just left him to die. I don't want to die either. I'm not relieved that I'm the only one who has to die. Who am I kidding? I'm such a hypocrite. I don't want this to be the end. One more chance. If I could just have one more chance. And then it shows the slash of the big stone titan about to kill him. And that's the end of chapter 10, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're going to call it here for today. What a perfect cliffhanger. I gotta say, you don't get too many big cliffhangers like this in manga, at least the ones that I read on this channel. Because it's always alluding to something, but here it just stops. And we don't get to find out until I read through Solo Leveling the next time. How long did we go on for? An hour and 8 minutes. That went on pretty well. But that's where I'm going to call it for today, folks. I am really looking forward to reading the next chapter. So I got to pick a day where I am not doing anything, and then we'll continue reading through Solo Leveling some more, another 10 chapters. I'm going to keep reading 10 chapters until I catch up. So that means I probably should be able to catch up in less than 2 weeks. If I were to do this every single day, then I should be able to catch up in less than 2 weeks. But it might be stretched out because I want to do it on days where I have absolutely nothing planned and nothing in my way of being able to do this. So I may pick this up on Saturday. Chapters 11 through 20. I may do this on Saturday. But overall, I enjoy it. I like this manga. I really do. Now we get to find out what happens when he gets this mysterious new power. So, that's all I got for today, ladies and gentlemen. That was chapter 0 through 10. I was happy that I was able to read it for you guys, which also means that, hey, there's another manga reaction, another series of mangas that I'm going to be reading through on this channel now. One Piece, My Hero Academia, and now Solo Leveling. Now it's time to fully find out what all the hubbub about this bub is about. So, with that being said, set the reminder. Well, here's the thing. I can't get it down to a science of whether I may do it on Saturday or not. I might, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But with that being said, I enjoyed this manga. I liked all the chapters that I'm reading through already. It's going to be trickier for me to know what each chapter is because it doesn't give chapter names. It's just chapter 1 and then the number. But that's all fine and well and good. So I'm glad that I'm able to get this reaction on the channel now. So, that's all I got for you guys. Don't want to keep you guys any longer than I already have. I hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next videos. Have a fantastic day. Once again, as always, I was about to say something, but I messed up my intro. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you have... Oh, hey, there we go. And if you happen to be a brand new person coming to the channel for the very first time, then maybe consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. There we go. That reminds me, I need to make another default image for when this goes over. When this is over, so I need to make a solo image background that I can have pop up here. But that'll be something I work on.